Good morning, Sunray community. I wanted to spend some time talking to you this morning about some things we have going on for next year academically, financially, and just to keep you in the know about how we are being stewards of your tax dollars. First of all, starting next year, we have this year's eighth graders. There'll be some eighth graders that will be starting next year on their associate's degree. So when they graduate from high school, they will not only will they receive a high school diploma, but they will also receive an associate's degree. That's called degrees and diplomas. We've signed an agreement with Amarillo College, and all that will be done with the exception, I believe, 9 credit hours in our campus. And last summer we implemented a one-to-one program at the high school where we bought Chromebooks for all the high school students. By doing that, a lot of these programs are online. It has allowed us to enhance and increase those dual credit offerings. We're also going to be technical certifying students, which means that when they walk out of high school, they'll have an associate's degree and or technical certificates where they can take those technical certificates and go right out into the workforce. And those students that are just going on to maybe a 4-year university after their 2-year degree program, those students will have enough hours because with the degrees and diploma program, all their hours will transfer into a university. And so it's a program that not only allows the students to get an associate's degree, it allows the students to get a technical certificate, or the students can just take up to 42 hours and transfer all of those hours into any public university in the state of Texas or private university in the state of Texas. So we're looking forward to that. The cost of that is about half of what it would cost if you went out and tried to pay for it direct because it's being run through this program through Amarillo College. So we want to thank Amarillo College for their partnership as we move forward to educate these kids. And our goal is when they walk out of high school for them to be able to step right into their 2nd or 3rd year of college, because at the end of the day, that gets those students into the workforce quicker. It also decreases the cost to the parents. If a child chooses not to go to college, they'll have that level 1 certificate where they can go right into the workforce or expand their learning, their knowledge at Amarillo College, at a junior college, or another technical school. So we look forward to that program, and we look forward to the outcomes it's going to have 3 to 4 years down the road for our graduating seniors. When we start looking at our positions for next year, as of yesterday, every position that we had available has been filled. We may have a few in the summertime or toward the end of the year, but as of yesterday, all of our positions have been filled. And with the folks we have filled those positions with the exception of 2 of those positions, those folks come to the district with a minimum of 8 years of teaching experience. And so we've been very aggressive in finding those people that can come into our school district that is knowledgeable and can teach, coach, in any area that we need them in, and they are an experienced teacher. That was important to us to reach academic success that we need in the district. When we begin to look at our next year's budget, we want to go back and we want to recount the budget accomplishments that we've done this year. And we have it typed up here, but if you don't mind, I'll look down and read it. We adopted a balanced budget this year. We decreased the overall tax rate by 1 cent. We're now paying all of our employees' health insurance. We increased our stipend schedule for 17 and 18 and 18-19 to include academic stipends. That means that we've added extra money into the academics across the board, ELA, social studies, math, and science certification. We're putting our emphasis on the academics of the school district, as well as the overall program as a school district. But the academics drive that thing. We're purchasing 2 new yellow school buses next year. Our transportation fleet, we had not replaced the yellow school bus since 2011, and we needed to replace some school buses. So we're going to be having 2 new yellow school buses. We committed to new band uniforms. We want to thank the Band Booster Club. They stepped up and made a donation of $10,000 to that, and we want to thank them because next year our band will be marching out in new Bobcat uniforms. We added for 18-19 at the elementary school Our elementary school is our basis for education in our district, and we feel like that it is very vitally important to make sure that we support all of our teachers, and we focus a lot of focus on the elementary school. Sometimes the elementary school, just through our focus on what goes on at the high school and the junior high, sometimes the elementary school gets the back door, and that's no one's fault, but we have to continue to focus on that. Our goal with our elementary school is in 3 years we will be applying for a National Blue Ribbon Elementary School, and that's the United States Department of Education, and we're on track for that. In order to help our kids and address the needs of our children, we have put in place a math interventionist. This is an individual, her name is Kathy Hales, coming out of retirement to do this. An amazing math teacher. She's going to be working with kids one-on-one to get them up to where they need to be on their math skills, because our goal is to make sure that every child, when they leave that grade, they're at grade level. This year alone, we implemented a phonics program, pre-K through 4, and we're teaching phonics and reading and pre-K, and we have pre-K kids that will be graduating from pre-K this year that already know how to read. And that's amazing. And Miss Jones and her staff down at the elementary school have been working tirelessly with these kids. They meet twice a month to go over data, and so I give a huge shout out to the elementary school and Stacy Jones for what they've been doing down there. We're hiring an instructional coach, another reading interventionist for the elementary school to work with these kids one-on-one. We're putting back in an assistant band director. We're adding back in a 6th grade ELA teacher. Several years ago, we have 3 teachers per grade level in the elementary school, with the exception of kindergarten and pre-K and 1st grade. And so we're adding back in a 3rd teacher in K and 1. And by doing that, by shifting and eliminating some other auxiliary type positions, we were able to do that with only increasing our overall staff count by 2 total staff members. That's our goal, is to make sure every year we evaluate all of our staff, and we evaluate the kids' needs based on our staffing needs. Well, let me back up here. We base the children's needs to drive our staffing needs. We've added baseball, softball, powerlifting. There again, we only increase the overall staffing number by 2 district-wide. We started a scholarship program through a donation through the 69th District Attorney, and that's a local scholarship program. And this year at graduation, we'll be giving away 2 $5,000 scholarships. That scholarship fund now currently sits with over $30,000 in it, and so we want to reach out and thank the 69th District Attorney. Our goal is to set that up to have 2 $10,000 scholarships that we're able to give away at graduation each year. And then those scholarships are given. A child has to complete the semester. They're split up into 4 semesters. Child has to complete the semester if they win the scholarship, come back to the district, submit the receipt where they've completed the semester, and then we will individually split out their scholarship money into 4 equal payments and give it to the child direct. That way it holds the child accountable, and they have to maintain a 2.5 at all times those 4 semesters to continue to get the remaining part of that a scholarship amount. This year we had 8 students apply for that. There's 3 board members, myself, the high school counselor, and a community member that will be on that committee, and we'll be naming those 2 students that receive those 2 $5,000 scholarships at graduation. We have purchased in excess of 150 more Chromebooks for the middle school. The technology money that we're spending is a state and federal allotment through grants that we received, and then that way we can expand the technology without having to use local tax dollars. We put back in place an elementary phonics program. We put back in place a unified elementary math program. And these programs were selected and dissected and put together by the elementary teachers with their input. We've put in elementary science classroom kits, which are lab kits for the elementary school. We're going to be expanding that science program even more next year. We have written a grant that we submitted 2 days ago for virtual reality science computers, which allows a child in elementary school, middle school to virtually through the computers do dissection, study human anatomy, and our goal is to build up that STEM, which is science, technology, education, and math at the elementary school, and as it moves up into the high school, and then that way our kids are prepared for high school. We added to our transportation fleet a new Suburban. We painted all of the high school classrooms, the storage buildings at the high school, and we painted the middle school gymnasium. We put in place 4 new school homes. We replaced all the garage doors in the old bus barn. We put in new pole vault pits. We continue to work on our school farm, and the reason why we work on the school farm with the animal project program is because we continue to have an increase in our career and technology dollars from the state. Those kids that are in ag, culinary arts, the technology programs at the high school generate more money by the state allotment. And so we continue to have an increase in that. And our goal is especially in our ag program, is for those kids to come out knowing the carpentry skills, the welding skills, leadership skills. And so we're on a track for that. And we have quite a few kids that use that animal project program. We constructed the softball park. We're not completely through with that park. We've got to do some work on the press box. We are in communication with Valero, possibly to be our corporate sponsor for our 2 scoreboards down there. We're writing a grant through the Texas Ranger Globe Life Park for $10,000 to get startup supplies for baseball and softball. We put wall covering in the high school hallways. We replaced all the interior doors. This summer, we are starting right now. We're going to be resurfacing the tennis courts. We're going to be putting new tennis court fencing and new windscreens and fix the nets and the poles in there. We had 30 kids out playing tennis, and we had kids go to regionals in tennis. And we need to support that program. This summer, we're going to be resurfacing the tracks. We're doing some work in the auditorium. We're putting a new lighting system in the auditorium. We're going to be painting the auditorium. And then we're going to do fencing on the inside of the football stadium around the track. We just want to continue to maintain our facilities and continue to put that money back into the classroom, into our facilities. And I want to thank the boards and the administrations of the past. They have been very financially frugal to the point where they've built up a very, very firm financial foundation in our school district, to the point where we are very financially sound. And you can go online, you can read our audit reports, you can read our check register, you can read anything you want to read about financial transparency in the district. That's very important to us at all times, because our goal is, if we are financially sound, then we can equally provide equal access, and we can provide amazing things for kids. And we can provide an extraordinary education across the board for all of our students. That is our goal, and that is what I'm held accountable for at all times, to make sure that we are promoting excellence and that we are providing for all of the kids overall. I want to thank you again for the awesome opportunity to serve as your school superintendent. Sunray is an amazing place with amazing kids and amazing parents, and we have a great school board, and we have amazing teachers and support staff. Together, we are truly working to do what's best for all the students. So I invite you again and implore you, if any time you need to come up and visit with us, please do that. As a reminder, we have a school board election coming up. Early voting starts next week. We have our 2 incumbents, Brian Lee and Shelby Taylor, running, and then we have a challenger, Jonathan Hadaway. So I invite you to come up, participate in your democracy action, and come up and vote. Again, if you ever need anything from me, please do not hesitate to contact me at marshall.harrison@region16.net, or call me at 325-226-4490, or you can reach me here at the office at the school at Extension 2001. Remember, it's always a great day to be a Bobcat. And one last shout out. Let's shout out to the girls that are trying out for junior high and high school cheerleader today, and we cheer them on and pat them on the back for all that they do. And one last shout out today. Coach Matt Strickland is doing an amazing job, and we want to just thank him for what he's doing and what he's preparing us for as we move into next year for the Sunray Bobcats and Lady Cats. Thank you, and have a great day.